Hello everybody. I'm so happy to be here today and have the ability to share my experience with you. Let's start with a few words about our company. Stiltsoft is a Platinum Marketplace partner and Silver Solution partner. We've been working with Atlassian ecosystem for more than 11 years for now, and in these years we created more than 25 apps for all the platforms, for Jira, Confluence and Bitbucket. All these apps you can find as a marketplace. One of our key apps are table filtering charts for Confluence, awesome graphs for Bitbucket, handy macros for Confluence, and easy learning management system for Confluence. Today's presentation is about tables. I'm a product manager of the table filtering charts for Confluence app. And if you have any questions after my presentation, you can visit our booth, and me and my teammate Kate will answer everything and can help you find solutions for your particular use cases. This presentation will be interesting, first of all, for those who do not only use Confluence as a knowledge base, but also maintain some processes, business processes inside it. So on Confluence pages, I mean tracking some projects, maintaining data about employees, customers, leads, and everything that can be related to your projects. Our support team, our Kate and her teammates, are always available for our customers, and this way we find out what issues they have and also what are the most common use cases they use tables in Confluence in general. And one of the challenges is that sometimes our users maintain project-related data in Excel or Google Spreadsheets or in some other external tools, and switching from these tools to Confluence is one of the most common requests that we have. So what can we do, or how can we help them with this? So this is a project portfolio file where a user stores all the project-related data, and today we will explore the use case of how you can do this and even much more than this in Confluence, so without needing to switch from different tools. And let's start with multiple ways of creating and storing data in Confluence. The most simple and most obvious way is creating tables manually. Even native Confluence tools allow you to tailor a table to your needs, to add some information, macros such as user mentions, statuses, color your table, and so on. But there are much more options for reusing already existing data. For example, I'd like to show you a case where you can use the page properties and page properties report macros together with our app to power up your pages and your reporting processes in Confluence. If you store project-related data on separate pages, of course, you may have many data in every project, but you can pick the most important data related to your project and place this data inside the page properties macro. Here you also need to add some labels to distinguish related pages. This information stored inside the page properties macro will be then summarized on a master page with the help of the page properties report macro. Let's see how it works. After creating multiple pages with separate projects and project-related data, you can insert the page properties report macro on the master page, and here is when you need labels. With the help of labels, you can specify what particular pages you'd like to summarize, and you'd like to create a report from data. And that is it. On this page we have two page properties report macros, one for external projects, one for internal projects, and this macro combination is a native Confluence tool. So it's built in your Confluence instances. But as you could see, the page properties report macro allows you to output only one row or one column per page, except table headers that should be the same at each of these pages. As an alternative, we can suggest our table excerpt, and table excerpt include macros. For example, you have a list of requirements on one page, and you have such lists on multiple pages. In this case, you can wrap this table with the table excerpt macro, and the key thing here is to specify the excerpt name. It can be unique for each of the tables, or it can be equal to the related pages. So with the help of this excerpt name, you can create a reference to this table, to this particular table, that you can reuse anywhere within your Confluence instance. So you can display this data on different pages, and Confluence will know that this combination, page name and excerpt name, that what data you are going to pull. This is useful, first of all, when you need to maintain only one source of truth. Let's say you can update data only in one table, and then it is updated automatically everywhere where you actually reuse this table. And on the master page, you insert the page table excerpt include macro, and there you okay, it works now. And in the table excerpt include macro, you use that name, unique name or equal names to create a report, and you select the excerpt source. This can be a current page, any other specific pages, pages with labels. It will work similarly as a page properties report. So the table excerpt include macro will search for all the pages with some labels, always in child pages. So the tool is super flexible. And we can output all these tables from separate pages as one report. Just by enabling one option in the table excerpt include macro. And you can add different metadata to this report. For example, here we outputted the page name, so you can quickly jump into this particular page where these requirements are stored. And we have much more options there, such as creator, date created, date modified, labels, and so on. Okay, but I'd also like to tell you about an alternative way of outputting tables in Confluence, especially if you have some external sources of data. We have two macros for this, table from CSV and table from JSON macros. There are two options in both of these macros. You can attach a file in the corresponding format, or you can specify the URL and receive fresh, updated data from your external source. So if you have some external databases that can push data in this format, so you can receive them in Confluence and output as a table. And then you can work with this table, analyze it, filter, build dashboards, charts, and so on. And as I said, if the source data update, so our Confluence pages are also updated. Let's move to the second part of my presentation. This is about analyzing and building dashboards. We will proceed with this use case with the page properties report. You can use with the help of the table excerpts, and table excerpts include macros. You can reuse the source table multiple times, even in the same page. So in this example, we insert our page properties report into 3 macros processing table data. One of them is the table filter macro. Now here I'm showing how you can reuse in the current source. This is again, table excerpts include macro, and I suppose the third time. Oh, no. Okay, so then let's move to the table toolbox macro. Yeah, in the table toolbox macro in the cloud editor, we have multiple macros for processing table data that you can combine and nest one into another. As you may know, in Confluence Cloud, it's not possible to put one bodied macro into another, and this table toolbox macro is quite a workaround for this issue. In data center, you just nest them, combine as you wish. In the table toolbox macro here, we combine the aggregating feature, we build a pivot table, and we build a chart based on this pivot table. And let's see what we have at our small dashboard. First of all, you see the page properties report macro, and we can filter it live. You can apply one or multiple filters. If you would like to preserve this filtration for other users, so I mean when someone comes to this page, they can see already filtered table or fresh table. So you can save changes so everybody see the filtered data. Below this table, we have 2 charts. The first chart displays us the distribution of our requirements by types and by statuses, and in the second chart you can see the information by quarters and the assignees. So when you click some bar or section, you can see the source table filtered. Okay, I have 2 minutes left. The second macro is the table transformer macro. With its help, you can do everything with tables with the help of SQL. For example, here we go back to the table with project portfolio. We have some due dates and we have today date. And with the help of SQL querying, we calculate the number of days in this last column, and using case functions, we highlight projects that are overdue for now. And you are absolutely free here to create your own custom queries and add more analysis to your tables. And if you are very used to spreadsheets and Excel features, we also have a solution for you. We cover almost all the use cases with tables in Confluence, so you can create spreadsheets directly on Confluence pages. You insert the macro and can edit it in the page view, in the page edit mode. Here you can find all the basic formatting features, also some charts, filtration, and pivot features. That is it. Today we explored a couple of native Confluence macros, our macros included in our app, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions. Me and Kate will answer you at our booth, so welcome. You will also be able to learn more about our other apps that we have, actually many, for different purposes. And one important thing due to this event because it's Destination Cloud. I'd like to say that our app is easily migrated from data center or server to cloud because all the data is stored on Confluence pages, all the macro parameters, so you don't need to perform any additional actions for migration. So you use it in data center and then you move to cloud. So that's all. 15 minutes is over. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. So welcome to our booth.